Well, it's time for business here on Midday Live. My name is George Queening, and let's begin from here. The government of Ghana and the African Development Bank have signed an MOU to host the 2022, annual meetings. And in a sideline interview, the finance minister made us aware that the budget statement will be delivered on the 15th, but not 17th, as communicated earlier. We'll bring you that details of those stories in our bulletins tonight. Away from that, there's also a story about the minister trying to, suggest that they will not go to the IMF, but what they will explore is the fact that they will go to the Eurobond market. And away from that, Director of Business Operations at Dealex Finance says the finance minister has no choice other than to request for more loans to fund the 2022 budget. Joe Jackson, however, entreated the finance minister to come up with a debt management formula geared towards debt sustainability.
The budget will request for more loans. It's hard for me to imagine not getting loans. The challenge will be, how do we make sure these loans are used judiciously? And how do we make sure that we don't even make our debt distress situation any worse? That's going to be the challenge of the finance minister. And I tell you this, I don't envy him at all.
The Director of Business Operations at Dealex Finance expects the 2022 budget to clearly spell out a debt sustainability policy.
My biggest expectation is over this issue of debt. On one hand, we can't stop borrowing. If we stop borrowing, this country will grind to a halt. On the other hand, we've borrowed to the hilt, and further borrowing will be difficult. So this budget has to be able to present a credible plan as to how we can continue borrowing and how whatever we borrow will be used in the appropriate way.
Joe Jackson wants the loans secured to be used appropriately, devoid of corruption.
The problem is not which sectors deserve the money. We know that. Agric is obvious. Industry is obvious. Our digitization agenda is obvious. But ensuring that the money truly gets to these sectors without the attendant corruption or the attendant diversion to other areas.
Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta is expected to present the 2022 fiscal statement to Parliament on November 15.